Hey, what's up, guys? This is Platinum Point, and I'm here to bring you guys another Weiss Schwarz deck profile. I promised in the last video that I'd be doing this. I had to take a short break. I had to do some stuff, life-related stuff. So now that everything's kind of settled again, I decided to do the deck profile I promised. I decided to do it on my second English deck. To be more accurate, this is my second official English deck. The SAO would be my third deck, but this is going to be my second English deck profile. This is on Fate's Day Night UBW, the Unlimited Blade Works series. In Japan, there's a whole lot of shit for Fate's Day Night in terms of the Weiss Schwarz stuff. There's a lot more support. They even have sets revolved around the visual novel and the spin-offs. So yeah, in English they only release the Unlimited Blade Works one since the anime was premiering at the time. But this is probably one of my favorite sets. I actually top 8'd my regionals last year. If you followed me on social media, I made top 8 with this deck. Actually, not this exact list, but an iteration of it. You probably might have seen my list on Instagram if you guys followed me. If not, just follow me on my social media. The links will be in the description below. I did so many tweaks with this deck over the year. This build revolves around these two climaxes right here. The Mischievous Smile, which is a stock soul climax. If you don't know what that phrasing is, basically the effect of this climax is when it comes into play, you take the red card from your waiting room and put it into stock, and then all your characters gain +1 soul. Climax combo. That climax combo combos with the level 1 Invitation to London Rin, which I'll explain when I get into the deck profile. And the other one is a door climax, which has the trigger effect. When it's revealed during the attack step, you can salvage a character, which is really nice. And when this climax comes into play, it gives all characters +1001 soul. And it combos with the level 3 Lord and Retainer Rin and Archer, which I'll explain the climax combo effect when I get into the deck profile. But so this is this is my edited version. The other one didn't have this climax combo. The other one I was focusing more on resource management and just hitting for 2 soul swings, which was pretty much common in the English meta since that's pretty much what it took to win. But I decided to go for a little bit more technical version of Fate's Day Night, and I think I came up with one of my better builds. So I hope you guys like it. So without further ado, let's get on to the deck profile. Starting with the level 0s. We play 3 copies of the Proof of Contract Rin, which is your level 0 Suicider. It also has the ability rest this card and then select an archer, give it +1500, and it also has the ability if it faces a character whose level is lower than this card, it cannot attack. So it's you really just use it for the level 0 Suicider, and also has used for resonant effects, which I run only 1 card in this deck, actually 2. But we'll continue on. I'm also playing 4 copies of the Silver Thread Alchemy Elgin Lied Elia, which basically is a top 4 check with the cost of discarding 1 card. You basically top 4 check for a master and then add it to your hand. So this is basically your main deck thinner for your main searcher for masters at the 0 step. I'm also playing 2 copies of Signal to Counterattack Elia, which has the ability to excavate the top card of your deck. If it's a master or servant, add it to your hand, discard a card. And it also has the second auto effect, which is on play. When it comes into play, you can pay 1, clock yourself, and draw, which is really nice. Continuing on, we play 2 copies of the non-intersecting ideals, Shiro and Archer, which has the ability on play give another character +1500, and it has the other on play ability discard a card and salvage the 1/1 event Signal to Counterattack, which is a 3/5 event backup. I also play three copies of the Ideal Existence Archer, which has the salvage ability on play, pay 1, salvage the Kalad Bulk 2 event. And it also has the ability, tap 2 characters, give a character plus 2k, so it's basically here just to salvage the event and give plus power if you need it. I'm also playing 2 copies of the Devilish Smile Rin, which has the ability give all Rin and Archer characters the Clock Encore ability. So this helps you kind of bypass a lot of the traditional Encore costs and gives you staying power, which is necessary in this deck. Continuing on, I play 1 copy of the As a Mage Rin Spammable Brainstormer. What I mean by this is basically it has no cost other than just the pay 1, and it excavates the top 4 cards, and then for each climax you salvage, and then upon resolution for each character you salvage, you discard a card from your hand to replace it. So it doesn't have an inherent cost that like a pay 1 tap itself. Instead, it has the equalizing effect of discarding a character. You basically just use her to salvage any key pieces that you need. As for the other Brainstormer, I'm playing 2 copies of the Trace-On Shiro, which has the ability pay 1, tap 2 characters. For each climax excavated, you can search your deck for a Rin, Shiro, or Saber card, and this deck runs majority Rin and Shiro, and with a couple Saber cards, so you basically use this to search out your key pieces in the deck. It also has the ability to give the center slot of Center Stage plus 1000, and the As a Mage Rin has the ability on play, you can check the top card of your deck and decide, and you can choose either mill it or keep it at the top, which is really nice. Now for the 1-step, we play 4 copies of the Invitation to London Rin, which has the continuous effect. If you have 3 or more Archer or Rin characters on the board, this gains plus 1k, so it becomes a 5/5 on its own. And it climax combos with the Mischievous Smile climax, which has the ability, when this card reverses an opponent's character, you can salvage a character. So basically she's here to recur resources and to set up your hand for the next turn, and that's what I basically use her for, so she can salvage pretty much everything in the deck. Then I play 2 copies of the Fire Support Archer, which has the ability on attack give another character plus 1000, and when this is reversed, you reveal the Kalad Bulk from your hand, and it becomes a level 1 bomb, which is really nice. So you basically use him to trade in battles. Speaking of the events, I play the 3 copies of Kalad Bulk 2, which has the ability to excavate up to the top 4 cards of your deck, and then you get to choose a red character among them and add it to your hand. So basically, this allows you to deck thin further, along with the Silver Thread, Alchemy, Elgin Light, Ilya. So basically what you're trying to do is thin out your deck and compress it to the point where you are able to trigger check right the way you want it, and also damage check the way you want it, and also set up for your next turn. So this doesn't have an inherent like permanent form of compression that most decks tend to have nowadays, but this has a way of filtering to the point where you're going to refresh, and that's basically the idea. You basically consistently just thin your deck to get the necessary resources. I already explained this backup, but I play 2 copies of the Signal to Counterattack. This basically gives plus 3/5 to any of my characters, so I basically use it just to help with the math. I'm also playing 1 copy of the Complex Emotion Rin, which is a 1/0 anti-change backup. If you remember from the previous video about the anti-change backup, it basically her cost is you discard this along with 2 other cards, and then you can select a character that's higher than your opponent's level and send it to the waiting room, and it's a generic 1k backup. Onto the level 2s, I play 1 copy of the Level Booster a Master's Mind State Rin, which has the ability give plus 500 times the level of the character in front of it. So level 3s get 15, level 2s get the 1k, and then 5s get, level 1s get the 500. She also has the Resonance ability with the Proof of Contract Rin, which has the ability reveal this during the climax step. Pay 1, snipe a level 0 from your opponent's field, which is really nice because it allows you to snipe key pieces on your opponent's field and set them back a turn, which is really, really good. I'm also playing 2 copies of the Summons Right Rin, which is basically a 2-1 beat stick. It has the ability plus 500 for every other Master Servant character on board, so she becomes a 10-5 with this on the board. And you basically, your level 2 game is basically to just use her as a beat stick and maintain board presence until the 3-step, where you basically just unleash your finishers. So that's the main goal of this deck. I also played the level 2 anti-level 3 Reverser, which has the ability, if it's reversed by a character whose level is higher than your opponent's, reveal the Kalad Bolg 2 event, and it reverses that character. It also has the Encore ability, discard, Encore. And the great thing about this effect, the reverse effect, is it can be also applied during your opponent's turn, which, unlike most level 3 reverses, so this deals with them during your opponent's turn too, so which is really nice. Continuing on with the 3-step, we play 4 copies of the Lord and Retainer Rin and Archer, which climax combos with this Last Words climax. I'll discuss the first effect. When it comes into play, you get to select the top card of your clock and heal it. So basically, this allows you to stay longer in the game. And it also has the climax combo: pay 1 on attack, burn your opponent for 1 damage. That damage can be canceled, and it gains plus 3k. So it's a 13k beat stick, but you mainly use it for the precision burn since it burns for 1. And at the 3-step, you most of the time, your games will be decided by precision damage, since you want to hit all 7. You want to get all 7 damage to hit during your finishing move. So I basically play 4 copies of this because it's a precision hitter. I also play 2 copies of a Knight's Oath Saber, which it has the ability continuous. It gains 500 for each Master Servant, and it has an on-play effect. During the turn when this is played, if damage that is dealt by this character is cancelled, you can reveal the top card of your deck and send it to the waiting room, and you get to burn equal to the level plus 1, and climaxes are considered level 0. So basically what it is a Musashi. Musashi is the term for on cancel burns through attack, and it usually has the same effect, the mill, and it burns equal to level plus 1. So if you reveal level 0, you burn for 1. If you reveal a 1, you burn for 2, and so on and so on. So basically, you just use this for to finish your opponent off if they cancel, and most likely they will lose after either the attack or the Musashi effect, which is really nice. So yeah, I play 2 of. I would play 3. I have a 3rd one, but the 3rd one is signed by the voice actor, so physically signed, so I can't play it. So I play 1 copy of the Heroic Spirit Archer. I basically played since it has the similar effect as the Musashi Saber, but he basically has the ability on attack, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character, you burn equal to the level. So I basically use it for the burn and for the consistent damage. And it also does have the resonant ability that if this Proof of Contract Rin is in your hand, it gains plus 2k. So it becomes a 13k beat stick since it gains the 1k if all your characters are Master Servant. And it's just there for the beat stick and the precision burn. So that's it for my deck profile. I hope you guys like it. The next video I'll be doing is a Fate Apocrypha deck profile, because I'm trying to do for the next 3 weeks just a series of Fate deck profiles, since Fate. The Fate series is my favorite, and I might do a small little video on the mobile game Fate Grand Order. I haven't decided on that, but this is my Weiss deck profile for the week. I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, YouTube, and stay on point.